Hey guys, this is a quick review of the Nikon FG camera that I got here. You'll notice that there's a designation of the FG here, so you'll know it's a Nikon FG. This is a 35mm film camera. I believe it was dated back to the 1980s. I can't remember the exact date. Mounted on it is a Nikon Pancake E series lens. Got the filter on it. There you go. You can see it a little bit better there. Pancake lens because it's really small. Right, these came standard with the FG. From what I heard, it's a f1.8, so it opens up pretty good. We'll talk about the lens in a bit. There's the FG, just another. You can have another look at it. I got a Nikon FE here as well. You can just compare it. They look very similar, except the FE doesn't have the symbol on it to tell you what it is, but it does on the back here on the serial number. It's basically just a little bit smaller, just a little bit smaller. So you can see there's just a little bit smaller. Weight wise, I would say they're about the same. They got the same lenses on them. But there's a little comparison of the FE and the FG. FG's just a bit smaller. It also has a nice hand grip. So I guess we'll start with the film loading. 35mm film. It's like this inside, that's what it looks like. Just show the shutters going for a sec. Sorry, jammed up for a sec. You know, I believe these are aluminum blades. Never ever touch these blades. I'll show quick with how to load it. So just pop that in. This bottom part of the film needs to go bottom facing down, and then you'll lock it in just by putting that in. So now it's locked in, won't come out. And you'll just pull the film through, and you'll notice that they got these little grooves here. You're gonna push the film into it, and you want to do it like this. You don't want to slide it in like this, but it's got a hook around it and inside. Hope you guys can see that. Once you got that, push it in a bit, and then you'll see there's a little bit of lever there. You can kind of roll that in. I like to roll it in, and then you'll see this start sliding. Then you know you're pretty much good. There's a little sprocket here. You maybe want to make sure that the film there's a little in the cutlet that you're in there. Then you can close it pretty much. Cock it, and you'll notice here, right here, it'll count. This is your film counter, so you'll notice it starts at S. I don't know if you can see that, but it starts at S, and then you'll cock it, load it, cock it, load it, right till you hit 1, and that's when you know everything's cycled through, because we had it open, you expose the film. So you should be ready to shoot now. So the FG is like pretty much automatic camera. It's got, you can shoot manually if you want, but it's got some cool automatic settings. So right now it's at the M90. So M90 basically means that you can shoot the camera without batteries at a shutter speed of 90 and whatever aperture. Now the meter won't work inside, so you kind of gotta know what you're doing if you're shooting at f90 and whatever shutter speed. It is doable, but you have to, you're gonna either be playing with it or fooling around with it, or you need to have a bit more experience of how to shoot photos before you go and do it at M90. The nice thing about M90 also is if your shutter ever jams up, and I'll show you how to take the lens off on these FGs. There's a little button here. Let's roll this that way and up. Show you guys that one more time. You also see that little black dot there on the lens. So again, you hold this and that releases it. You can technically release it, the button here, when you already like just loosened it off. And then pull it up, turn it, pull it, and up, comes off. To put the lens back on, you want to match this little dot here. Pretty much on all Nikon old manual lenses. I don't know about the new ones, but right here, match it up with the little dot here. And it'll just drop in and twist. That's how you get it on. So back to the shutter speed at M90, what I was explaining is sometimes if you haven't used your camera in a while, you'll see the mirror lock up, and it'll stay up. Never ever touch your mirror. Don't ever want to touch it or get anything dirty on it. You might want to, if it is, you have some dirt in there, you use a blower. But basically, if you ever see your mirror locked up, you want to put your camera into M90. That's the little tricks with these little manual cameras. Because there's no battery, what happens is the camera won't be working properly. So you want to basically throw it back into its fully manual mode, and then M90 is that mode, and the mirror should drop back down in most instances. Again, that's only if mirror's locked up. M90 or bulb, this B here, usually throw the mirror back down. So let's put this back on. So again, I'm connecting those, matching those dots there, locking it in. It's good on there, you'll hear it click. Let's get back to explaining the FG. The nice thing with the FG is that you can shoot fully manually if you want. The nice thing is it's got this automatic mode. The automatic mode, maybe for anyone that is using a digital SLR, it's basically your aperture priority mode. It will choose the shutter speed for you, so you're not stuck fiddling with the shutter speeds. You just got to concentrate on your aperture. So I really like to shoot wide open, if it lets me. So I usually keep it at 1.8. For sunnier days, you might have to stop down a bit, 2.8. Right. The FG goes can shoot at the fastest speed of 1,000th of a second. So that's okay. Normal sunny day, 1,000, you might be okay. You might have to stop down a bit. But I like to shoot the FG in aperture priority mode anyways, normally. Next, I will tell you about the P mode, program. Program means that your camera is basically fully automatic in the sense that it chooses a shutter speed for you and it chooses the aperture for you. Now the trick to make sure that the program mode is in program mode, you have to make sure you set your aperture. Again, this is on only the FG. I don't know about any other Nikon cameras, film cameras, but it's explained in the manual here that if you're going to use program mode, you have to put it into f22. So, and if you open up the lens again, you'll see this little switch here, mechanical switch. It actually controls this little lever, and you'll see it controls basically how or what to set the aperture at, right? So it couples into there, and it does all the thinking for you for your exposure. So all you really need to concentrate on in program mode is composition and focusing, how far your subject is. So that's pretty neat. It does the thinking for you. If you ever want to get out of the P mode or the A mode, it basically locks in. So you basically have to hit this little button here, and that unlocks it to switch to the next one, and unlocks it out of those automatic function parts. So once you're in these white areas, the shutter speeds, right, you can just kind of roll freely. You can see that. But if you ever go back into A mode, you will hear a little click and it's locked. So I have to unlock it to get out of it. Like that. Next switch right here is a little audible beeper. Basically, if you're ever below, I believe it's 1/30th of a second,